Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time. I make content all about my part-time reselling journey. I make videos about what I'm picking up and what has been selling for me. So today I'm doing a video about what has been selling for me in the week of March 2nd through March 8th. So on Poshmark, I had a bundle. I very rarely get bundles. So this is very exciting. I actually had a couple bundles this week because I had another one after this, which was very exciting. But these were a pair of Columbia size 10 women's, either like hiking or golf shorts. They were navy blue with like bright green stripes. They were so cute. Um, And then in this bundle, also, it's not going to tell me, she had a winter beanie, and it's like one of the ones you can pull your ponytail out. So the shorts were listed for 25 days, the beanie was listed for 198 days. She offered me $18. I had $4.94 into everything, so I made $9.46 off that bundle. This is a pair of Miss Me jeans, and these were just relisted by Nifty. These had actually gone through I marked down my sales. I go like uh 10, 20, and then 30%, and then after that it just gets relisted at full price. um these were relisted at full price and someone bought them, and these were in really good condition. They were Miss Me jeans, signature boot, and then I put the number here, like the style code. And Miss Me and Rock Revival are the only jeans where like I use that as my cover photo. These were size 27 by 34. I think 34 is a bit on the longer side for women's jeans, but I got these in an online auction for $14.25. So I made $18.57 on those. Depop, I made another golf sale. I sold these Grayson golf shorts. I heard Grayson's not doing too well this year. But they offered me $18, I think. I had them listed for $29.98. They were a size 36. I mean, they were blue, they were clean. These had like everything going for them, and this is not even cracked. I don't know, but he offered me $22.80 and I accepted that. I had $9 into these, so I made $12.25. This is yarn. I like selling yarn. It's one of those other little things I enjoy selling. Yarn sells. Just don't pick up acrylic because it's probably not going to be worth it unless it's like discontinued. But even then, with yarn, you have to have like matching dye lots and stuff like that. So acrylic is a really difficult thing to move. But this was hand dyed merino wool yarn. And so I had these listed for $39.98. I accepted a $29.71 offer. I had $4 into these. This was that Facebook buy where I paid $2 a skein. So I made $22.21 off of that. And those were only listed for 19 days. This is another little off the wall thing I enjoy selling is these Chilson repair manuals. I got this one at a yard sale for free in a free pile, and from what I could tell, all the pages were intact. Like, it wasn't ruined, it wasn't anything. But this is my last one. So I am really glad that yard sale season is starting up. But I had this listed for $9.98. Someone bought it at my full asking price. I had $0 into it, so I made $8.08. My desk has a built-in bookshelf up top, so that's where I keep all my books. There's other types of books that I enjoy selling. So college textbooks do really well, but you really need to watch because it needs to be current. This is really embarrassing, but transparency. So I had this listed for $15, something, maybe even less. I don't know. But everything that I have priced for less than $20, I put on 20% off on my Depop. So it was $12 with the 20% off, and it is so wrinkled. I don't know what made me think that was okay, but here's that sticker. So it's been listed for a while. 121 days. It's amazing how far I've come in 121 days because I would not have ever even picked that up for $4.50. So I made $4.50 off of that. And I'm so glad it sold on Depop. I had this lady like nagging me on eBay about it, like asking me all types of questions. And I'm like, if just don't buy it. Like, I just started blowing her off and not answering her questions because she was just asking too many questions. So I'm really glad that sold. One less thing. I'm cracking myself up here. I hope everybody's week is going good. I haven't done my numbers yet. I'll have to pause it at the end and run my numbers and tell you how I did. So here's another thing I like to sell is manga. So I bought a huge collection. There's 52 books. I paid $100 for it. So I had about $2 in each book. I've already sold theirs like out of prints. I had first editions, all the good stuff sold. So now it's just these small ones trickling in, and I've already made my money back on these. And the books, it's so easy, front back. Hmm. If it's a first edition, I will take a picture of that. But that sold for $3 over on Mercari. Mercari gets a lot of my manga over there gets a lot of attention. I had about $2 into it, so I made it paid for my poly mailer, 18 cents. This is a really interesting sale. This is a Champion reverse weave, which is why I picked it up because I know people like the reverse weave. And it had a really cool graphic. So I was like, this is going to sell. Um, and then when I started comping it and I really looked into it, this is actually like a really high end, kind of like a streetwear boutique brand, um, based out of New Orleans. And this is still on their website for like $80. So I had it priced at $49.98. I accepted an offer for $39.98. I had $6.94 into this, so I made $28.25 off of that. This is something I would not pick up again. I just thought it was really cute. Um, it was free country though, and I didn't know. I didn't know. This is a size large midweight Sherpa lined hooded fleece jacket. I think I meant to put Heather, not Henley. Um, there's the Heather, and the Sherpa was in really good condition. And it really was cute, but shouldn't have picked it up for $7. I made $5 off of that. So I should not have done that. That was listed for 107 days. These you saw in a haul, Salvatore Ferragamo pants. These were so difficult because I took a picture of the tag and I ran it through like Google, I ran it through AI, and like nothing was translating. But I did figure out that they were the City Fit trousers, and um, I did take pictures of the tag here, and but when I was taking pictures, one of the pant legs, the hem had come undone, so I took a picture of that. I listed them for $44.98 anyway, which is what comps told me to list it at. And I disclosed the flaw. My Nifty sent out a 5% off offer. So they purchased these for $42.72. My cost of goods was $3.32. And so my profit was $32.46 on those. And these were really cute. I don't know why they sat for so long or why they went for so low, but these comps were telling me like 27 to $30, so that's where I had it priced at. But I ended up taking an offer during closet clear out for $20. I had $6 into these, so I made $10. These were really cute. I got these in an online auction to sell, but then once I saw them in person, I was going to try and keep them, but they were not comfortable. I usually wear either Pumas or men's shoes, because like little boys shoes, because they're wider. But I had these listed for $69.98. I wore them one time. I accepted an offer. These were listed for 97 days. I accepted a $42 offer because that was the first. I mean, people had liked it and I had sent out offers and stuff, but they really weren't getting any attention. So I took the $42 and I made $26.35 off of those. This I got at a yard sale. I should not have picked it up, but I got it for $1. It felt like it was real leather, but I couldn't find anything about that. Had I been able to put that it was real leather, I probably could have gotten more, but um and so I learned, I don't know if you know, but during closet clear out, someone had liked this. So I bundled it and I said, hey, look, it's closet clear out, blah, 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 $4.99 shipping. And they said, well, how about $8? And I said, that's great. And I changed it. And she's like, the shipping isn't changing. And I'm like, So I went in and I put, the $4.99 discount shipping. Well, then I went in afterwards when I saw that I actually paid $1.50 in shipping fees on this. And so Poshmark Closet Clear Out, the item has to sell for more than $10 for Poshmark to do the $4.99 shipping. So I made $2.55. But that's fine. You live and learn. I shouldn't have picked it up anyway because I couldn't verify that it was leather. This is cute. How long have I had this? 44 days. So you probably saw this in a haul video. This is Polo Ralph Lauren, navy blue. It's a little t-shirt dress. It was a size extra small, but it did have the embroidered pony. It was very cute. I forget how much I had it listed at, but she offered me $18. I had a dollar into it, which means I probably found it at the bins. I accepted that and I made $13.40, and it only took 44 days to sell. Here are some more yarn. This is pure Pima cotton yarn. And so I put 6 matched, which means same dye lot. This was brand new in the package. So I'll show you what I do for yarn. And I learned this from Sarah. If you know, you know. I don't know how people feel about like dropping names on here, but Sarah Childhood Pines. Um, she's very knowledgeable about a lot of things, and I like watching her. But I crochet. I did before my arm injury, so I know a little something about yarn, but she knows about selling yarn. So you always want to show like the tags, and then you want to weigh it so that they know it's not used, because sometimes it might not look used, but it is. So you want to do that. And then sometimes if like this 2205 is their color code for the yellow, so that helps if people have started something and need to finish it, they need to know that. So anywho, I had this listed for $59.98, and it looks like my Nifty sent out an offer or something. I had $12 into it because it was $2 per skein off a big Facebook buy I did. And I made $33.55 off of that. This is another crafty thing. So at the beginning of the year, I signed up to sell on Etsy. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Sorry, I don't know. I would like to show you a picture, but let me see. I don't know. I don't know. But this was a quilting kit. It's a fold and stitch wreath kit, and it came with the fabric. I put that it was all new material and the pattern was used, which means I hadn't, nobody cut it up or anything. Because sometimes people will pin the patterns on the fabric and then cut it all up or whatever. But this was brand new. I actually got this at a yard sale. I bought a lot of things and I just threw a whole bunch of stuff together. Um, and they said, I don't know, it was like 20 bucks or something. And then I took everything and divided it up. And so I had 34 cents into this. This sold for $14.38. So I made $12.50. Etsy is another place. So what bothers me about Etsy is they charge you a listing fee on everything you list. And then when it renews, if you have it set up to renew, it'll charge you the listing fee again, which I do not like. But the fees are super low. So I don't know. I don't know. I've only made a few sales on there. I just started it at the beginning of the year. It once I figure it out, I will let you know if I think it's worth it or not. I've made like one sale a month. And you have to pay. them an initial fee to even sell on their platform. Anyway, this is a Peter Millar sweater, men's quarter zip, crown cool, and it was merino wool and linen, but we're coming out of the season, so I had to let it go. Even though I can't say we, I'm not, because I live in New York. But Closet Clear Out, I believe it might have been. I don't know. They offered me $24. I took it. It was only listed for 39 days. I probably could have held out because golf season is just picking up. I'm not trying to hoard. I'm not. So $6.94 I had into that. I made $12.26. Would I buy it again? Yes. Yes, I would. During the right season. This was an exciting bundle over on Poshmark. So I sold two vintage Abercrombie pieces. Um, I know for sure I just showed you the sweater in a haul. So there is the sweater, and then the joggers had the embroidered spell out on them. So the joggers were listed for 66 days, and the sweater was listed for 15 days. They offered me $40 on their bundle, and I took it. I only had $4.37 into it. So I made $27.63 on that bundle. This woman was trying to get this for like $8 for like weeks. Every time Closet Clear Out, and then you like comment, hey, it's Closet Clear Out, she's like $8. And I'm like, no. I had $5 into it because I felt like, even though it was Tommy Hilfiger, I felt like there was enough going for it. It was a plus size, rainbow striped, it was cotton. It had like the metallic threads like going through it. I felt like it had made in India. I don't understand, but I don't know. She offered me $11. So, and I did learn my lesson off the purse that it had to be more than $10 for them to get the shipping discount. So, she offered me $11 during Closet Clear Out, and I did accept that. So my $5 cost of goods, I made $3 on that. This is also one of the first things that I bought. Um, so the thrift store that is going out of business, I bought a few of these there, and this was the last one hanging around. So I kept dropping the price and dropping the price. Um, these were all new without tags. They were the grunt style t-shirts. They're so comfortable. See my number 3, so it's one of my oldest items. But I had it listed for $12.98. It actually went all the way through my 30% off sale and ended up back in my 10% off sale. Someone offered me $9 after 211 days. That's probably like the longest thing I have listed. Had. It's gone now. My cost of goods was $2.70. I made $3.87 of that. Would I buy that again? No. That I'm going to X that out of here. You're not going to see that. So I am going to run my numbers real quick, and I will be right back to go over that with you, plus my little whatnot earnings. I have to tell you about that. So I will be right back. So my program cut me off and I have to re-record this. So we're in my living room again. So my total revenue for the week was $510.51. My total cost of goods was $105.30. That makes my net profit for the week $295.26. I made 22 sales. So my average profit per item was $13.42. My average cost of goods was $4.78, which is my average cost of goods is right where I want to be. I didn't figure my average sale price. I forgot about that. But I would like my average sale price to be above 25 and my average cost of goods to be below $5. So it looks like I did do that. If you stuck around this long, I want to say thank you very much. You are awesome. And if you're not subscribed and you like what you saw, consider subscribing. If you are subscribed, I want to thank you. And stay tuned for future updates. I did do a really good Whatnot show tonight, and that'll be in next week's numbers. So I will tell you about that, or follow me on Facebook, Queen Narcy, one word, just like it is here. And I share about it on there. So have a good evening or have a good day, whichever it is for you. And as always, happy hunting.